Hello, welcome back again to another episode of Path of Profit, where we, with limited budget, time, investment, test strategies and different content in the game, and we just see what can make us the most money for not crazy effort or crazy min-maxing. What can you do when you just want to crack open a beer, turn on Netflix, and zone out for 3 hours? How do we optimize that with a little bit of strategy and make the most money? It's something that I think I want to call power dad gaming. So you got power gaming, and we want to play a little bit more casual, but we have wisdom and experience. We want to play with a little bit of little bit of strategy. We're not idiots, but we don't want to min max like crazy. We just want to have a good time. So I was gonna put a nice wallpaper behind me or anything, but I don't think anything speaks louder than what this is. This is the results. I think it speaks for itself. We got this in 3 hours. Let's get into it. All right. So how did we get this? So this weekend I was thinking, how do we? I really want to revisit or rethink some of the traditional mapping strategies that we had from previous seasons, and also test out ideas that I had heard. Like, people have told me this is good, this is good. But as we saw with Delve, I know that Delve gets better when you get deeper. But I heard like shallow delving was good, didn't feel too good. I really wanted to test what people had told me was good. And the two things that people told me were good were essences and ritual now. And without testing it, I was skeptical, but I really wanted to test it. And the way that play style works is it's really, really nice for that power dad gaming. We just need to carry remnants of corruption with us as we go into a map, so we can corrupt essences that we find, and we just do rituals as we find them, and that's it. And we just clear the map, and very, very little extra investment outside of that. So just like the methodology this time, what we did is very casually over this weekend. I did not even play that much. I set up my map strategy here so that I could only drop tier 14 to 16 maps in Haewark, Hamlet, and also Lyra Arthane, because if you remember from last video, Heist is nice, and I still want to get my Lyra Arthane maps, but I triple favorited Estuary, which is a tier 15 map. So hopefully it'll push the tier 15 maps to Lyra Arthane, but we triple favorited Atoll and Haewark Hamlet. So, and then we turned off the 4 watchstones in every other zone. So if a tier 16 map is going to drop, or tier 14 plus map, it can only drop in Haewark Hamlet or Lyra Arthane. And because of the favoriting, we are definitely pushing tier 16 maps towards Haewark Hamlet. So with very, very casual mapping this weekend, I built up a map pool of 26 atolls from 0, just very casually playing. And then in preparation for this experiment, I just grabbed 4 watchstones that I have, like, nice harvest watchstones, 4 platinum harvest watchstones. I didn't want to use those for this strategy. I just grabbed my other 4 watchstones that I just had in a dump tab. I have a chromium, 1 platinum, and 2 titaniums. Or sorry, I guess there's 2 platinums, 1 titanium and 1 chromium. So not a ton of investment in the watchstones. I spent max 100 alterations just stopping when I got something good. So I have this was the sleeper mod, by the way. Items have a chance to have the maximum number of sockets. We hit tier 1 here. This, I really think, was a big part of the money that we made. I almost think if you can stack this mod, it might be nutty in combination with some of the sextants. And then we have 2 platinums that have rerolling favors, cheaper, less tribute. This basically didn't do anything. I think we only rerolled Ritual like twice ever. Ritual was actually kind of eh. I don't think it really contributed that much to the profits here. Let's see. The really nice one here is unique bosses have a chance to drop an additional essence. Just stacks with our nice essence strategy. And then, yeah, map options offered by Zana. So this one did nothing. This watchstone literally did nothing. And yeah, so that was it. Basically 3 watchstones. Then we took our map pool. So we took our atolls, and I put them in a preparation tab here. I had this prep tab. I took a bunch of atolls, and then I just took sac frags. So I lined them up with sacrifice fragments, and I used rusted cartography fragments. So I set up a whole bunch of columns of these here, so I could just fill up my inventory and go. Drop them in and go. I rolled them all up with chisels and elk them, and then I went down and I used a chaos orb until they didn't have any scary mods like reflect. Then I just ran it with the sac frag and a rusted cartography fragment and prime sextants, only prime sextants. I think we might have used like 1 or 2 awaken because we ran out of prime. As you can see, we used a lot. And then on every map we used this is the kicker here, is we used the essence Zana map mod. And I think this is really the kicker that really pushed the profits over what it could have been. This is just so cheap. You are guaranteed to make more than 2 chaos every single time you do this in Haewark Hamlet. There's just no reason not to do it. And it's pretty crazy, at least if this is the strategy that you're going for. So I used scarabs, just the rusted cartography scarabs. I bought them for 3 chaos at a time. I do see that the price might be going up, possibly due to some other videos that are coming out. I'm not sure. But no big deal. I was just using rusted cartography to try to sustain the atolls a little bit, but I don't even think it was particularly necessary. It was nice for sure, but I don't think it's really necessary. I think you could even just throw in whatever scarab that you want, and you'll be fine. Like Harvey scarab or even breeze scarabs for some extra fragments or something. So that was basically it for the strategy. Very, very easy to set up. Self-found maps, sac frags are basically free. I have a billion of them. I think if you pick them up, you have literally a billion. I have not yet turned off her mask, so I could definitely get a lot more if I really want to. So those are free in my opinion, and you could even just toss in it. Like you could easily min-max this by tossing in a bit more. So yeah, that's really all that really went into it. And then we went in there. Whenever we saw a purple essence, we would use a remnant of corruption and corrupt it. Otherwise, we would do almost all of the content. We actually skipped almost every ultimatum. Maybe we only did 3 or 4. So this is not even using the league content. My character is very, very squishy, not really put together for doing big endgame content right now. So I died at least 50 times too. I was very inefficient. So that worked out really, really well. I will say that one of the sleeper things that I think a lot of money came from, and this is why I was mentioning that watchstone with the max number of sockets, is jeweler's orbs are 85 chaos here, divine orbs are 128, and this is the combination of the sextants that give us vol corrupted things, and just the sheer, and the watchstone that drops max number of sockets, and then just like the sheer number of monsters that we were killing. Yeah, the fact that we have almost an exalt and a half of just effectively our 6 sockets is pretty crazy. In past leagues, I have not picked up 6 sockets. Like after a certain amount of wealth, I stopped doing it. But doing a strategy like this, I think it's still worth leaving on. And I'm very poor still, so I think it's I'm not in that type of place right now. So yeah, if we continue looking at the breakdown, we can see that Remnant of Corruption is almost an exalt by itself. Essence of Delirium is 2/3 of an exalt. The Atoll maps and also I was not able to perfectly self-sustain. I did have to buy about 5 maps in the middle there, which was 8 chaos per. But when I was getting low, I just used the atolls that were in the dump tab. So I didn't cheat the system at all. So this is leftover atolls even after I ran out, bought a couple more, and then extras still dropped. So that's really, really nice. And that's 2/3 of an exalt is there. We got a void battery, and also so we got a prism guardian. Which I'll talk about in a second. And then we got a void battery. And the fact that we got 2 very nice rare uniques that are valued in just 3 hours of doing this kind of speaks to doing a semi-juiced map. And if you're just doing it nice and fast, I was kind of just zoning out, chatting with, like, I died at least 50 times. I was just talking with chat the whole time, not super optimized at all. I really think that there's a place probably for a little MF and a little, maybe even boosting rarity a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, but the fact that I got like two, I go most days without seeing a single nice unique, and I got two in this experiment. And then, well, you just see a lot of essences all the way down. I do have, I should go over that. So I have neural pathways, which we only got one. And I think I basically just get one a day synthesis map. So they definitely nerfed this, even though it looks like it, even though it's 1.0 instead of 0.5, I think they nerfed the base chance. So I've seen very, very little since I grabbed this. Secrets of the Stone and Close Allies. Yeah, I'm not even close to finishing my Uncharted Realms yet. I've been, doing this and dicking around with other builds. Then we got, Essence of Horror, Splinter. Yeah, we just see essences all the way down and maps. So that's really like the core of what we're getting for our currency here. So I think we could easily optimize this to actually push it over 3,000 chaos and get effectively 20 exalts per 3 hours. I did this very, very inefficiently. I was just going for the power dad gaming, and it worked out very, very well. So the star of the show, I do want to point out, is that Prism Guardian. And this is a cool thing about the strategy that we're doing, is it is a corrupted Prism Guardian with +1 level of socketed gems, which is actually worth at least 5 exalts. I mean, this is, so I think this guy is actually kind of trolling, because I saw one for 7. I saw a couple for 7 earlier, and those are gone now. So it might actually be worth 8 exalts. This guy might be trying to drive the price down. So pretty cool, right? And the cool thing about that is that happened because we had the bonus uniques from the map boss and the corrupted drops from the sextant. So very, very cool interaction that gave us a nice boost to our money. That isn't showing up in excellence, so that's another 1,000 chaos right there. that's just not showing up right here. So this was very, very profitable. It was a great experiment. It was really, really fun, and I think that's a nice contrast. The comment on a little bit on Delve, and then definitely, you'll see a lot of the memes on Heist, like, please don't be about Heist, etc., etc. It's not all the content is for everyone, but mapping, almost everyone can just default to mapping and enjoy it, and it's okay. So if you wanted to get started on this strategy yourself, what I would recommend is the essences are really the crux of the whole thing. The essence nodes here and the essence map mod here. The fact that it costs 2 chaos is crazy to me. I think they realize that people are sleeping on essences, and they're just like, screw it, we're just going to give you free everything. Please use essences. They're really good. Crafters have known that they're good for a long time, but people they just sleep on it. And I'm absolutely guilty of this, I just don't want to do essences and focus on it. I just don't see the value, but now I see the value in here. Like, holy cow. So that's really the crux. This is the critical thing. From here, Ritual was okay. I think if you like doing Ritual, and especially if you want to invest even more into it, it is worth doing. Right now, Ritual Vessels go for 35 to 40 chaos, probably even more if you can sell them in bulk. I got about a little bit less. I got like 97 splinters because Ritual did not show up as much as I hoped for. It could have just been bad RNG. But if you don't really want to do Ritual, or you really want to do June or Sacred Grove, I think those are both totally valid, and it won't really tip the scales too much. I think it's just, and this is just simple juicing strategy. There's nothing crazy here. It's just use your sextants, get decent watchstones that give you something. Like these are just moderate watchstones with nothing crazy. Use your sextants, toss in some scarabs that will help you, toss in some frags, roll up decent maps, and just spend a solid couple hours doing that. Make sure you keep your sextants rolling, and then and then like the cherry on top is the fact that we have this essence stuff that kind of push it over to be really good. it still would have been profitable without the essences at all, I think. But just like like the delve quality profitable. This was insanely profitable because the essences just really push it over. So if you want to do the strategy, I think it's just essences are the way, and that's where that's like where the cherry on top came from. Other than that, you can just do whatever, choose your own adventure there. So there you go. It's a good strategy, and I hope you try it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about doing something like this, like a really focused mapping strategy. I'm probably gonna do this in a couple other zones with quirky mods that people don't always go for, and or if you have any other ideas, let me know. And then just, yeah, subscribe if you want to see some more of this in the future, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.